Pocket holes are one of the most beginner-friendly joinery methods in woodworking. And I think they really lower the barrier to entry for anyone who is just starting out, specifically because you do not need a whole bunch of equipment or expensive tools to get started and start using pocket holes and start building projects. All you need is a power drill and a pocket hole jig, and we'll get into all of that in just a little bit. But before we get started, I am Annika and I am here to demystify DIY and inspire and empower you to build all of the things. I have a whole bunch of tool tutorials, project ideas, and courses, including a course on pocket holes that will help you and inspire you to get building. Now, pocket holes, like I mentioned, is my favorite way of building projects. I think I use pocket holes in almost 90% of my projects because they are so easy to build with and they are so easy to get that nice, strong joint. So let's dive into everything pocket holes. So pocket holes are exactly what they sound like. They are holes that look like a pocket. And this is what a pocket hole looks like. So you can see that's the pocket and the hole is right in there. So in a cross section, what that looks like is this. So as you can see, it is a hole that is going into the wood at an angle, and this is a 15-degree angle specifically because when you put a screw into it, and you want to always use a pocket hole screw, when you put a screw into it, it is going to sit there at the base, and then it is going to pull in the board that is on this side that it's attaching to. And because it is going in at an angle, it makes a little bit of a stronger joint than if you were just putting a screw straight through. Also, it makes it possible for you to be able to make joints that look like this, or even planar joints, which would otherwise not be possible if you were using just plain old screws going through two boards. And because this is such a specific design, you need a pocket hole jig to be able to make that hole at that angle. And you do need a specific drill bit to be able to make a hole that looks like that. And this is where pocket hole jigs come in. They are jigs that are specifically designed to be able to make those pocket holes at that 15-degree angle. And these are pocket hole jigs that are made by the Kreg tool company, which is what I use and love. But there are jigs that are made by many other companies online, and the principles that we are going to be talking about today are applicable to any pocket hole jig that you might be using. But this right here is the Kreg 320, this is the Kreg 520, and this is the Kreg 720. This one starts at about $40 and $100 and $150. And I have tutorials on how to use each of them on my channel as well, so you can check that out based on the jig that you have. But today we are going to talk about just a general idea of exactly how to use pocket holes. So making pocket holes is actually a three-step process. The number one step, which is actually the most important step, is to measure the thickness of the material that you are going to be building with. So I am going to be building with a 1x3, which is 3/4 inch thick, which is great. However, there can be variations in boards that you might buy from the store. So it is always a good idea to measure your board and make sure that you know the exact thickness so you can make any adjustments that you need to make accordingly. So this over here is 3/4 inch thick. So that is the thickness that we are going to be using. Now, step 2 is to use that thickness that we just measured and set that up on our drill bit. Now, this drill bit comes with the pocket hole jig. Remember the shape of that pocket hole, it has this very specific stepped end over here, and this drill bit is specifically designed for exactly that. It's got that stepped top. Now this drill bit comes with a stop collar, which can basically be set to the thickness of the board that you are using. And this drill bit actually has the material thicknesses marked on it. So all we're going to do, because we are using a 3/4 inch thick material, I am simply going to move my drill bit collar to the 3/4 inch marking and tighten over there. And now our drill bit is ready to go. Now, the third step is to set up that material thickness on your jig. So now, in terms of the Kreg 720, you do not have to set up the material thickness. It has an Automax clamp, which automatically sets itself to the thickness of the material. But if you are using a different pocket hole jig, like this Kreg 720, it actually has the material thicknesses right here, and you can move this to set it to exactly the material thickness that you're using. Or in the case of a 320, once again, it's got these tabs in the back that you can move back and forth and set it to the material thickness that is indicated in the front right here. So let's recap real quick. Number one, you're going to measure the thickness of the material. Number two, you are going to set that thickness on the drill bit. Number three, you're going to set that thickness on your pocket hole jig. And now with everything set up, we can go ahead and make the pocket hole. Now, since I'm making pocket holes in this board, I am going to set it up in my pocket hole jig. If I'm using a Kreg 520, I can simply push it in there and clamp it into place. If I am using a Kreg 320, I can set it up like this and clamp it onto the board. Or if I am using a Kreg 720, I can simply insert it in here and clamp it down. Now I'm going to go ahead and load the drill bit into my drill. Now you want to make sure that your drill is on the drill setting, and then we can make our pocket holes. But first, safety. Now all you do is go ahead and put your drill bit through the holes of the jig and drill through. And that is a pocket hole. Now that the pocket holes are done, you can go ahead and attach that to the other board and make your joint. Now the great thing about pocket holes is that you can make a joint like this, you can make a joint like this, or you can make a joint like this. And if you had made pocket holes on the sides like over here, you could also put it together like this, and that would make a nice big panel. Now one thing to remember though is anytime you are using pocket holes, you always want to use pocket hole screws, because remember, the structure of the pocket hole is specifically designed, and pocket hole screws are specifically designed to be able to sit inside those pocket holes and pull the boards together and make that strong joint. If you use regular wood screws, they will not stop where they should stop. They will continue spinning and they can end up cracking your pocket holes. Now, since we are using 3/4 inch thick material, we are going to be using 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screw. This one right here is a 2.5 inch pocket hole screw, and this one is used when you're using 1.5 inch thick boards. Now the other difference you see is in the color. This one is just a regular screw. It's meant for indoors, and this one actually has a blue coating on it, and it's specifically meant to be used outdoors. Of course, you can also use this indoors, and I use this for indoor or outdoor projects because why not? Why have multiple sets of screws in the shop? Now, a couple other things that I highly recommend using when you are building with pocket holes. Number one, don't ever skip wood glue, because that helps make those joints even stronger. And another thing I highly recommend is having one of each of these types of clamps. This is a face clamp and this is a right angle clamp, and it's just like having an extra set of hands. It makes it super easy to keep the boards aligned exactly where they need to be as you are adding your pocket hole screws and making those joints. So this right here, I'm going to show you how to make a right angle joint like this. So number one, I am going to clamp this board onto the workbench with the face clamp. Now number two, I'm going to attach this to this, and of course we are going to add some wood glue. I'm going to align it really well. Right here, I like to run my finger over so I can see if it's aligned. And now I am going to add the right angle clamp into one of these holes and clamp it right here. Now I can see it's nicely aligned over here. All of this is going to hold it in place while I add in my pocket hole screw. So I am using a square drive bit because pocket hole screws are square drive, and you want to make sure that you set it to the driver setting and set the torque setting to a 9 or 11. I like to use 11, and now we are just going to go ahead and drive this in. And now I can just take off that clamp and add the other pocket hole screw. And you see how the clamps allowed me to hold the things in place so I could easily add in those screws. And now we've got a nice strong joint. There is no wobble. It's nice and tight. And that, my friends, is a really quick and short introduction to pocket holes. They are super easy to make, and I do have a free pocket hole reference guide that you can download from the description below. It includes a table of settings, screw sizes, and all the things that you can easily print out and have it ready to reference as you are building with pocket holes. And if you would like to dive deeper into all things pocket holes, like building with all kinds of different materials, building with different thickness boards, with angled boards, and also troubleshooting your pocket holes, I highly recommend you take a look at my course, which is called Pocket Hole Ninja. It costs less than the Kreg 520, and I will see you there.